This is the Farm Monitor. For over 50 years, your source for agribusiness news and features from around the Southeast and across the country, focusing on one of the nation's top industries, agriculture. The Farm Monitor is produced by one of the largest general farm organizations, the Georgia Farm Bureau.
Jennifer and I now officially on the clock. I think it's around 28 minutes and some change, but if you're nice to her, Jennifer is going to hang around with you for another couple of hours while I go home.
Yeah, nice try. Not gonna happen, but here is what's happening on today's episode. Coming up, Georgia's legislature has nearly 240 members, but can you guess how many are farmers? The number may surprise you. From blueberries to sweet peach treats, how Georgia farmers are turning surplus produce into year-round income. Damon Jones explores the VIBE program, helping farmers launch value-added products.
And then later, he's been walking this earth for over a century and still farming strong. Join us as we celebrate this young man's remarkable journey of love, laughter, and a lifelong dedication to farming. These stories and so much more right now on the Farm Monitor. Here in Georgia, the state legislature is comprised of 180 representatives and 56 senators. However, despite agriculture being the state's leading industry, only a handful of these legislators are farmers. Our John Holcomb reports on one of those few, David Huddleston from Georgia's 72nd District.
For David Huddleston, agriculture and advocating for agriculture has always been a passion for him, as he grew up working on the farm and today works full-time as a poultry, forage, and cattle producer. However, a few years back, Huddleston had the urge to take that passion to the next level by deciding to run for state office.
Back in 2017, I got to represent Georgia with the Cattlemen's Association on a YCC trip. That's the trip that starts out in Colorado and works across the country to Washington, D.C. So in 2017, that was the first time ever that I had the opportunity to be in Washington, D.C. and had a number of office visits set up with some congressmen, and I was getting a picture made on the U.S. Capitol steps. And you know, I said, if someone from Rootville, Georgia can be up here in D.C. and to be that voice, then somebody needs to be that voice back at home. So basically in 17, I put a 5-year goal in plan to work toward, you know, somehow, some way being that advocate at state level, say, or at a higher level.
Huddleston took that goal and ran with it, getting elected to the Georgia House in 2022, even getting the chance to serve as secretary for the House Ag Committee, which of course is no surprise, as the ag industry, especially its preservation, is a huge priority of his.
I think the biggest thing is one of the things I campaigned on is I talk about preservation of agriculture. And a lot of times you think of talking about preservation of agriculture as the land itself, which is very important. We've got to have the land to be able to, number one, provide food and fiber for the citizens of the state, if not the whole country. But one of my big passions is youth. And I think preservation of farmland is for the next generation. It's for the youth of today as our leaders of tomorrow. So any programs or any opportunities that I have to represent them, to see them succeed, you know, is probably one of the things that I set as priority.
For Huddleston, in the end, he believes that ag is something worth fighting for, as he says it's vital in being able to keep our nation secure and allow future generations like his son the chance to continue carrying on the legacy that is farming.
I think the importance of being involved in ag is like I said, it goes back to providing food and fiber, not only here locally, but to wherever. You hear our Commissioner of Ag, he talk about food security as national security. You know, so the passion there has been farming my entire life. My parents, my grandparents had been in farming, but I think it's just being out in the outdoors, working with your hands, knowing that you can make a difference. To see the sun come up first thing in the morning and everything come to life. But I think ultimately there, it's the passion part of it goes back to knowing that even my son that's helping me full-time on the farm it'll be here for tomorrow for him. You know, now being in Atlanta, it goes back to being that impact, the voice, the eyes, the ears of our districts, but not only of our districts, but the agricultural sector of the whole state.
Reporting in Rootville for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
With the cost of production at an all-time high, farmers are now looking for new and innovative ways to supplement their income. And as Damon Jones reports, the University of Georgia is providing resources through a new program designed to make that process easier from start to finish.
It's no secret that Georgia is home to some of the most recognizable culinary treats, from peach ice cream to candied nuts and everything in between. These value-added products are not just beneficial for consumers' taste buds, but also the farmer's bottom line, as it provides yet another stream of income throughout the year.
Farming can only take place during certain times of the year, but if you are a farmer and you have excess produce, say, for example, one thing I like to use is blueberries. So consumer likes to see a nice big juicy blueberry. Sometimes they're not big and juicy, sometimes they're a little bit small, sometimes they're tart. So now they have their fresh market, they have this waste product or excess product that they're making into a value-added product, and that value-added product can then be sold year-round and have a nice steady stream of income for the farmer instead of relying on one time a year having that fresh market.
That's why the University of Georgia, thanks to a $1.5 million grant through USDA, has launched the VIBE program, which provides aspiring entrepreneurs with access to business development resources both on and away from the farm.
We will provide one-on-one technical consultations with people, so helping them think through their product and their process. And then we also partner with a number of organizations, both within and outside of University of Georgia. And then in the classroom and lab space, we do a bit of technical support here. So measuring things like pH and water activity for shelf stability. And then in the classroom, we'll be able to give workshops. So inviting farmers and value-added producers out to University of Georgia and providing them with a larger group experience to collaborate with other farmers, learn from other farmers, and also get the technical knowledge that we're going to be providing within that workshop.
With so many different factors to consider when starting up a new value-added venture, this program can be an invaluable tool for farmers when deciding what product to produce and what type of equipment that will be required.
We would kind of help them spec out processing lines. So if they want to, say, freeze some produce or go into canning, we could help them spec out, installing something in a current facility, help them, find the appropriate equipment and scale to work at, and, with the Good Agriculture Partnership, perhaps find them some funding and help them with their financial management aspects of starting up this value-added processing. We're hoping that with more advertising and more word-of-mouth spreading of this program, that we'll be able to get the word out and get farmers in to capitalize on the services.
Reporting from Athens, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
After the break, you're going to meet a South Georgia farmer whose unwavering spirit and love for the land defy age. His remarkable journey spanning over 70 peanut crops and a legacy that's rooted deep in the Georgia soil.
Well, this fall, a remarkable peanut farmer from Wiggum, Georgia will celebrate a milestone few can fathom. On November 27th, St. Elmo Harrison will mark 102 trips around the sun. But do not be fooled by his age. St. Elmo isn't your average centenarian. His mind, sharp as a tack, and his memory, like an elephant's, hold the vivid tales of a life steeped in farming and family.
I grew up on a farm about 2 miles south of here. We grew peanuts and corn and pecans and peanuts.
The story of St. Elmo Harrison is one of unwavering dedication, love for the land, and the unbreakable bond of a family. At 101 years young, St. Elmo's mind is as sharp as ever, his memory keen and vivid, recalling every detail of a life devoted to farming. This year marks his 73rd peanut crop, planted on the same 35 acres he tended for decades. His daughter Carla reflects on her father's remarkable outlook on life.
He laughs at everything. Everything's funny. His family is known for their laughter, and Daddy is no exception to the Harrison family rule of laughter. And he can take a bad situation and make it a positive situation just by being an upbeat, positive dad.
Tell us what it was like farming back in those days when you first, started as a child.
We started off with a mule, planting peanuts, and when they got ready together, we took the mule and a plow and plowed them up. And then we had to go down the road, shake the dirt out, and burn the peanuts.
St. Elmo's life reads like a novel, a fitting parallel to his namesake, inspired by an 1866 book. From plowing peanuts with a mule alongside his father to embracing modern agricultural machinery, he has witnessed and adapted to the sweeping changes in farming over the decades. Yet his passion remains unaltered. Every day, St. Elmo can be found riding his gator to check on his fields or survey his pecan trees. Carla often wishes her father would slow down, let others take over the physical labor. But St. Elmo's stubborn determination, much like the mule he once used, keeps him going.
He gets up every morning around 5 or 5:30, and he's always had the drive to get out and get things done, whether it would be plowing peanuts, spraying peanuts, working in pecans. We showed cattle growing up, and he always had us out there early in the mornings working on getting cattle broke, the steers broke that we showed in the shows. And he's just a driving force for work. He eats, breathes, and sleeps work.
I think that's kept working, and what made me just keep going. If I hadn't have kept going, I probably wouldn't even be working at all.
So the million-dollar question, how does he do it? How does he keep going day in and day out? Is it the water in Wiggum? Maybe some miracle food or drug? Well, St. Elmo's secret to longevity might be his relentless spirit and perhaps a sweet tooth inherited from his late wife's cooking. All kidding aside, Carla shares that her dad's zest for life and work ethic have been passed down through generations.
He has 3 aunts and uncles that had lived to be over 100. One was right at 103 when she passed away, and they were all driving well into their hundreds, like Daddy is. Hard to believe. We come from generations of farmers. We have cattle at our house because Daddy had cattle, and we love cattle, and so it's just a part of our lives. It's who we are.
As St. Elmo Harrison looks ahead to his 102nd birthday, he remains a symbol of the enduring spirit of the American farmer. His life, filled with hard work, laughter, and an unyielding passion for the land, continues to inspire and captivate us all. For St. Elmo, the journey doesn't end with age. It continues in the fields he loves under the vast Georgia sky, where every new day is another testament to his remarkable life. St. Elmo Harrison, a true Georgia icon and an extraordinary peanut farmer.
He is something, isn't he? A reminder to us all that age is just a number. Well, here in Georgia, soy-based foam isn't just a product, it's a revolutionary tool in firefighting. Up next, how Cross Plains Solutions and the United Soybean Board are reshaping safety standards nationwide.
In the ever-evolving world of agricultural innovation, a remarkable new product has emerged from Dalton, Georgia. Cross Plains Solutions has introduced TF1122, a groundbreaking firefighting foam derived from soybeans that's capable of tackling multiple classes of fires while eliminating the use of harmful chemicals. From our friends at the United Soybean Board, a look now at how TF1122 is poised to change the landscape of firefighting.
Just the joy of getting up every day and doing something that you love. I mean, it's a passion for me. It's just become part of my nature and part of my being. I'm a 7th generation farmer and hopefully 8 generations with my children coming up. Firefighters and farmers, they're kind of along the same line where they're the backbone of our community. We depend on them wholeheartedly because they're our first line of defense.
Anytime we can get the carcinogens out of it, makes the world safer for us as firefighters. We already have enough risks going into hazardous environments with smoke, everything else. So anything that we can reduce our daily exposure to carcinogens, to toxins, makes it hugely beneficial for us. It's going to help the future generation of firefighters if we can find products that work just as well as our existing products we have now. That's huge for us as firefighters because we can't take a step back in technology with what we're using, what we're doing, to make it harder for us to use something that's safer.
You really never know what you're going to face. You know, there's just so many different things that it could be that you could show up to at any given time for a call at structure fires, vehicle fires, wildland fires. There's a lot of different things that we could face, a lot of challenges.
In the demonstrations I got to see today, the ability to knock down a fire as quickly as it did, that's extremely important, especially with limited manpower. We could take a product like this. We also, not only are we limited in manpower, we're limited in water resources. In the rural community, we don't have the fortune of tying onto a hydrant like you do in the city. So we rely on the water that we carry in our neighboring departments, and water management is extremely important. So with a product like the soy foam, it makes that water go that much further and it knocks actually, from what I saw today, knocks the fire down that much faster.
Well, this product is natural. We're over 50% soy-based. We're over 84% bio-based, and we're over 90% natural. So it's a very, very safe product from the standpoint safer than the products that have been being used. There are several instances of cancer-related illnesses that firefighters are facing, and for us to be able to offer a product that firefighters can carry into firefighting situations and know the product they're carrying is safe to them. Green Screen certification goes into not only the component that we gave to them for testing, but every component within the formulation. The testing for Green Screen goes very, very deep in every single aspect of the formulation. Clean Production Group has been testing products for over 20 years, and our product is the very first firefighting foam that has achieved gold level. So we're very proud of that. The farmers have been very helpful with the checkoff and being able to help us with what we're doing. The response that we've gotten has just been great.
Well, I think as a U.S. soybean grower, that's a tremendous thing. For a product like soy foam that is going to be used by firefighters and first responders all over the U.S., I think it's very important.
We're trying to make sure that we stay safe with the products we use. We also want to make sure that our environment stays safe for the generations to come. And that was one of the neat things to see, that this soy-based foam that we demoed today is providing the equipment that we need to help extinguish these fires and preserve property. But when we're done and we walk away, we know we haven't done damage to the environment.
Again, made right here in Dalton, Georgia. Finally this week, with the toasty weather upon us, everyone's out enjoying the sunshine, but beware, there's a hidden danger lurking in the greenery.
That's right, we're talking about poison ivy. But it's not just at ground level. As Paul Pugliese explains, this invasive nightmare can strike from unexpected places.
Today we're going to look at 3 plants that are actually right here at this location that look like poison ivy. And so the first one I want to talk about is actually poison ivy. And so everybody knows that poison ivy has leaves of 3, right? And so you've probably heard the old saying, leaves of 3, let it be. And so it has what's called a compound leaf cluster. And usually it's growing on the ground is where you're going to see it a lot of times. Sometimes there's a look-alike that's called poison oak. Poison oak actually has little notches or little teeth on the sides of the leaf, but looks very similar to poison ivy, and of course that also causes problems if you touch it, right? So that's one of the more common types that we see. Now poison ivy can get quite large. It'll actually grow in vines that'll climb up into tree canopies. And so some of the larger vines are big fuzzy vines. It's one of the few tree vines that we see in Georgia that has big fuzzy vines. And I always say, you know, Tarzan doesn't like fuzzy vines. So don't ever touch those fuzzy vines because it also has the oil in it, just like poison ivy, that can get on your hands and cause that dermatitis reaction, okay? So again, that's what poison ivy looks like. When it gets up into trees, sometimes those branches can come out off of the sides of the vines that go out 6 to 8 feet. And so if you're walking down a trail or a path and you don't realize it, you may think those are the branches of a tree, when in reality it's actually poison ivy branches that are coming off of that vine on the tree, okay? So when you're hiking and going outside, always make sure you look up and be aware of what's around you, not just what's on the ground beside you. Now, one of the key differences between poison ivy and box elder is the leaf arrangement. And so if we look really close here, we'll see where the buds of those 2 compound leaves attached are side by side. Poison ivy actually has branches or you know, those leaf petioles that come out that are alternating down the stem. They're not going to be side by side. So if you get close enough and you want to look and see, you can tell the difference between box elder and poison ivy based on that leaf arrangement, opposite or alternate. Again, box elder has that opposite leaf arrangement. A third type of plant that we see in Georgia that's commonly confused with poison ivy is called Virginia creeper. And so Virginia creeper is another vine that sometimes grows along the ground, and sometimes it'll grow up into trees as well, just like poison ivy does. But here again, you can see that it has 2 different leaf shapes. One of the leaf shapes is going to be a cluster of 5 leaves, very similar to that box elder, but you can also see some of the younger leaves here have a cluster of 3 on it, okay? So again, this one looks very similar to poison ivy, but the difference is you actually have some that are leaves of 3 and some that are leaves of 5. So if you see any clusters of 5 leaves, whether it's on a vine like Virginia creeper or on a tree like box elder trees, you know that's not poison ivy. Poison ivy always has leaves of 3. So that's how you tell the difference between those different types of native plants.
Makes me itch just thinking about it. Paul, thanks so much, and thank you for watching.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Farm Monitor. Have a great week.